Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to do a little bit over a mid-year recap of my 3 planners that I sought out to use for 2025. Now, these 3 planners, the Sterling Ink B6 Slim, the Hobonichi Cousin, and the Hemlock Oak Minimalist Weekly, they actually did exactly what I thought they were going to do, and I want to tell you about it. The good, the bad, and the ugly. Let's start with my Hemlock Oak Weekly Minimal Planner. I would say this is the one I was the most successful at. I think we're on week 34. There's only 4 weeks where I didn't fill it out, and that's because I was out of the country on vacation or I was extremely sick. But almost every week I filled it out with a time block, with lists, or did the whole thing. Time blocks, lists, decorated, everything. So this was very successful. The things I was iffy about when I first started was that I actually came from the Passion Planner, which was the medium size. I believe that's like a B5, and this one is an A5. I wasn't thinking, and I just got the A5 as default, and I was a little worried at first that it might be too small, but it actually ended up being perfect for me because I think sometimes when the planner is too big, you get anxious about trying to fill it up as much as possible, but I do feel like this didn't give me that kind of anxiety. I filled it up. I had the empty spaces I was okay with and wanted versus, the ratio of how filled out it looked, which I really liked. The other thing is I was pretty sure I was not going to fill out like those monthly reflection sections, and I didn't. I mean, I tried. I think the first month I do it here and there, but I knew it wasn't something that I was going to do, and it just wasn't for me. And the other thing, these tabs. If you look at my setup video for Hemlock Oak, you can see me agonizing over it. And I think in that video I said I will probably never do tabs again. And I still stand true to that. I will not do tabs for 2026. It actually does nothing for me. I don't thumb through and be like, oh, this is May, and then me flip. I don't even do that. I don't even really use this. I like flipping through it, looking at every page, and actually to come to the next newest empty page is really easy. I think the tabs is just not for me. I'm not going to do it for 2026. I did get the same exact planner for 2026, but I did get a darker shade of this because I have noticed on the back, it gets a little bit dirty. And I don't know why, because I keep my desk really clean. So I don't know. But this one, I would say by far is my most successful one. I feel really happy with my choice, and I'm going to stick with it for 2026. Okay, next up is my Sterling Ink B6 Slim in horizontal. My Hemlock Oak was for my personal functional planning, which I found to be very successful in that respect. But for my social media, I specifically got Sterling Ink for that. I just find social media so interesting, and I like to dabble in a lot of things. So anything related to social media, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, even my blog is all here. Every week I had a plan of what I wanted to post, if it was successful, if it was trash, if it had engagement, or I literally got 0 reviews or 0 views, it's in here. I also journaled about how much I suck at it sometimes, how great I did in some. Should I stop? Is it taking up so much of my time? Do I even enjoy this? It was all journaled on here. And I will say for one specific platform, I reached a goal. And I'm going to do a separate video about this because I think sometimes people think of planners as an everyday functional thing, but what if you use a planner to achieve a huge goal that could potentially take a year? And for me, I would say I was 4 weeks shy of a year, but it did take me a year. And keep in mind, I did start this Sterling Ink planner, I don't know, maybe September or October, because I was able to get this early. And I kind of started using the back pages early for the weekly section. So it's been almost a year since I've had this, even though technically this is a 2025 calendar year planner. Now my last one, the Hobonichi Cousin, I knew it wasn't gonna work and it didn't. This is one of those planners I just wanted to work so bad. I just think it looks so cool. It just seems like it has everything anyone would need, but it just doesn't work for me. And I knew that, which is why I made a video about my love-hate relationship with Hobonichi Cousin. I outlined all the things that I knew I didn't like about it, but I got it anyway because I'm so jealous of the people that make this planner work for them. I tried the Avec, the second half of it, a few years ago, and then I said, you know what, I'm going to try the annual. And I did for 2025, but to pay another, I don't know, 70, 80 bucks in 2026, it just doesn't make sense because the biggest thing is in the weekly section, I do functional planning. I like vertical layout, but I don't like the thin GSM paper when it comes to functional planning. And then the dated pages, while I do like that, it kind of keeps you on track. I just have way too many blank pages, and I don't care if you say blank pages shouldn't affect you. It bothers me. It just does. And it came to a point where I couldn't backfill anymore. I just couldn't. It was just too many empty pages. So I'm going to be dropping this for 2026. If I got it again, that's really shame on me because I'm not going to be successful on it. And it just doesn't make sense. The way I did separate things though is this one, the Sterling Ink, it was all of my ramblings were about social media. Okay, specific to that, my thoughts, feelings, reflections. This one was actually a personal reflection book about my personal life. Anything happening, good, bad, in my life with friends, family, I wrote in here. So that's how I separated it in my mind. But for 2026, I am going to come down to two. This one I already did order, the same one, but different color. But for Sterling Ink, I'm not really sure what I'm gonna do. I do want a horizontal planner. I just don't know what size. Like the B6 Slim was great, but I kind of want to try the regular B6. And then because I'm dropping the Hobonichi Cousin, I thought, okay, maybe I should just try the A5. But then she came out with the A5 Slim. And so I am going to get something from Sterling Ink. I just don't know which size yet or what color. So that's my plan for 2026, downsizing to 2. And I feel good about it, And and if you go back to my video on my love-hate relationship with the Hobonichi Cousin, you'll know all the reasons why I was hesitant, but also all the naive reasons why I got it anyway for 2026, as we all do, right, guys? So how is your 2025 going? Have you been successful? Which planners have ultimately worked for you and which didn't? I'd be really curious to know. There are other planners out there that I haven't actually used before. These are the ones that I've come across that have really worked for me, these two, the Sterling and Hemlock Oak. So I think I will continue that. But what have you guys used? Is it going well for you in 2025? Are you over it? Are you ready to start something new? What's on the horizon for you? Let me know in the comments. And I just love to check out planner companies that I haven't heard of before, because what if they would give me planner peace? I think you should share that with me. All right, guys, thank you for watching.